Imagine if one day you are walking in a jungle and suddenly you hear the breathing of a big animal, but when you turn around, there is no one there. No lion, no elephant, no animal at all. Only trees swaying in the wind. And then, suddenly, on the ground, large claw footprints start appearing, as if a giant creature is standing right next to you, but it is invisible. Now, an honest question. If an invisible dragon appeared in front of you, would you become a hero or just run away? Today's story is about a lost prince, an invisible dragon, and a magical jungle adventure. This story is not just about magic. It is about the power of courage, friendship, and truth, and friends. The ending of this story is so surprising that you probably can't even imagine it. But before we begin, if you like magical jungle adventures, then make sure to like the video and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because here every story opens a new magical world. So come on, let's head toward an ancient kingdom where this story begins. Many years ago, there was a big and beautiful kingdom, Suryagar. The king of this kingdom was very wise, and the people loved him deeply. But the most beloved of all was his son, Prince Arin. Prince Arin was brave, curious, and a little bit mischievous too. One day, the prince went into the jungle for an adventure. He thought, I'll just explore for a little while, then I'll come back. But the jungle was not simple. It was a magical jungle. And in that jungle, every path, every tree, every shadow was hiding a secret. The prince kept walking and walking, and slowly, he lost his way. Now the prince was lost deep in the jungle. Evening began to fall. The wind started blowing strongly. The trees began making strange sounds. The prince's heart started beating fast, and then he heard a loud roar, as if a dragon was roaring. The prince froze. But the problem was, there was no dragon to be seen, only the sound. And then, suddenly, in front of him, large claw marks started appearing on the ground, as if some invisible creature was right beside him. And from here, the story becomes dangerous. The prince got scared. "Who's there?" he shouted. For a few seconds, there was silence. Then, a deep voice said, "Don't be afraid. I won't harm you." The prince was even more shocked. "But why can't I see you?" The voice replied, "Because I am an invisible dragon." The prince had never seen a dragon, and an invisible dragon, never at all. "Why are you invisible?" the prince asked. The dragon replied softly, "A dark wizard has cursed me." The prince felt a little less afraid. "You're not going to eat me, right?" The dragon chuckled. "No, I am just the protector of this jungle." The prince gathered some courage. "I'm lost. Will you help me?" The dragon said, "I would help, but there's a problem." The prince's heart started racing again. "What problem?" The dragon said, "Until my curse is broken, I cannot leave this jungle." And there was only one way to break the curse. In the darkest part of the jungle, a magic stone was hidden. If that stone could be found, the dragon could become visible again. But the problem was, the magic stone was guarded by a shadow monster, and going near that monster meant an almost impossible mission. The prince thought for a few seconds. Then he said, "I will help you." The dragon was shocked. "You are a prince. This is very dangerous." The prince smiled. "To become a hero, you have to take risks, and from here begins the most dangerous adventure." The prince and the invisible dragon started moving toward the dark part of the jungle. The night grew deeper. The moon hid behind the trees. Strange sounds echoed through the jungle. Sometimes a shadow moved. Sometimes a leaf suddenly fell. The prince felt a bit nervous. "Dragon, are you sure this is a good idea?" The dragon replied, "Honestly, I have some doubts too." After some time, they reached an ancient place. In the center stood an ancient stone pedestal, and on it was glowing the magic stone. But around the stone, the darkness was moving, as if the shadows were alive. And then, from the darkness, a giant shadow monster emerged. Its eyes were red, and its voice sounded like thunder. "Who dares to enter my domain?" The prince's heart started pounding. But now there was no way back. The dragon whispered, "Prince, if you reach the stone, I can break the curse." But the monster was very powerful, and when it attacked, the ground began to shake. The prince thought this mission might be impossible. But then an idea came to his mind, and that idea was about to change everything. The prince decided to distract the monster. He started running in front of it. The monster chased him in anger. At that moment, the invisible dragon reached the stone. But the problem was, because of the curse, the dragon couldn't touch it. The prince shouted, "Dragon, I'll throw the stone to you." The prince quickly picked up the stone. The monster roared, "No!" And in that moment, the prince threw the stone toward the dragon. The stone sparkled in the air. The dragon caught it, and then a blinding golden light spread across the entire jungle. The dragon's curse was broken, and for the first time, the dragon became visible. It was huge, powerful, and its wings were shining. The shadow monster got scared. The dragon let out a powerful roar, and the monster vanished into the darkness. The jungle became peaceful again. The prince looked at the dragon. "Wow, you're truly awesome." The dragon laughed. "Thanks, you too." The dragon escorted the prince out of the jungle. Morning began to rise. Sunlight streamed through the trees. The dragon said, "Prince Arin, you changed my life." The prince smiled. "In friendship, we don't say thank you." The dragon spread its wings and flew into the sky. The prince returned to the kingdom, and from that day on, the jungle became safe, because its protector had returned, the invisible dragon. Friends, the lesson of this story is simple. Sometimes in life, problems are like invisible dragons. We can't see them, but they still scare us. But if we rely on courage and friendship, even the biggest curse can be broken. Remember, courage can make even small heroes powerful. Friendship is the strongest magic in the world. And when you help someone, the world becomes better. If you liked this story of the invisible dragon and the lost prince, then make sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because in the next story, a magical talking tiger and a secret treasure island await. And believe me, the twist in that story will be even more shocking. Until then, believe in your dreams, because sometimes the most powerful magic is hidden in courage and friendship.